Missing pet posters. This is a heartbreaking situation for any pet owner. The July 4th holiday is one of the highest weekends for missing pets. The big bangs that rattles them, they run off, they try to get safe. So with us in studio right now is Allison Schwartz, owner of All Pets Considered here in Greensboro. There are a lot of pets out there that just do not like big sounds like fireworks.
Yeah, it's very scary. They don't know where it's coming from. And just like us, you hear a big loud noise, you don't know what's caused it. It's frightening. And I've known dogs to break windows trying to get away from noises.
Okay, so loud sounds are difficult. It could be the thunderstorms, which we just had this week. I know lots of dogs were shivering and shaking underneath, beds and chairs and stuff. So let's look at a few options to calm them down.
Yes.
This is one of the things that we've talked about a lot in the past. It's called the Thunder Shirt.
Yes.
And it actually is like a wrap shirt kind of thing that you put around the dog.
Yeah, you want it to fit nice and snug. It's like a hug.
Okay.
There's a lot of calming agents in that. It's kind of the reason we hug. It calms people down. And it works the same thing for our pets. And about 80% of pets, it's very successful at calming them down. But you don't want to wait until July 4th to put it on. You want to get that started early to see if your pet is affected by it. Because if it's not, it is guaranteed. You can return it to our store. We'll refund your money in full.
So you don't put it on when the bangs start. You do it, a few hours beforehand.
Yeah, and you really want to do it several days. Start working with it several days beforehand so you know if it's actually going to work. All of these products, anything you're trying to see if it's going to calm your pet, you really want to start days ahead before the fireworks happen, before the thunderstorms happen, because if you're trying to give it acutely and you don't know if you're giving enough or if your pet's going to be affected by it.
And let's talk about some of those things. This is interesting to me. I had not even thought about this. This is a scent?
Yeah, so it's pheromone. So it's a calming diffuser.
Okay.
You plug it in and it gives calming pheromones and helps to calm your anxious pet in the room that they're in.
Okay, here's a couple of different things. These are like calming, like gummies or things like that. There's a couple of different kinds of things. What I want to ask you about this is, if you don't know what will calm your dog, you're not going to buy like some big thing of something. You're going to buy like a trial size. And what do you say that we should do for a dosage?
So I would say give the recommended dosage on the back of the bag for the size of pet you have. But if you don't see an effect within an hour, then you should take half of that dose and redose it to them. And there's nothing in our store that you're going to overdose your pet on. You may make them a little extra woozy. They just may be a little silly for a day or two, but you're not going to overdose them and harm them in any way. But adding that extra half dose, it can help. Some dogs' metabolism is different, especially when they're anxious and feeling really scared.
Okay, so we've talked about the Thunder Shirt, like the hug thing, or the weighted blanket for us adults, right?
Very much.
The scent, which also we get that too. A lot of us use like lavender or whatever to calm our own selves down, and then the gummies. The other thing I want to talk about is distraction. So there's a whole bunch of different ways to distract your pet.
So we have lick mats, which also really help release endorphins as they're licking, and you can use calming peanut butter with that. And the calming peanut butter has agents in it that help with the calming, but as they're licking it off the mat, it's also helping to calm them. We also have toys like the Pupsicle, which is
hold that up so that you can see it. So
very popular right now.
You would stick stuff in it, and again, it is something that it's a distraction, so maybe that will help.
Yeah, and they come with calming treats that you can utilize down in there to also add to the calming layer.
So do you think we should try and turn on music or try and turn on the TV on, fireworks night to help that out?
Again, that's another great thing, putting on music, calming music. Now with the advent of things like Spotify and YouTube, you can definitely go on those places and find music that's calming for pets. You can even start with music that has fireworks noises in it. So it kind of desensitizes them to the noises. And again, you want to start early. Start now trying to find the solution. Don't start on July 3rd.
Right. We've got about a minute and a half. First, I want to talk about heat really quick.
Yes.
So how do we know when it's too hot for our dog to be outside?
So I would say if it's too hot for you, just like if it's too cold, you really need to bring them inside. It is very warm out there right now. Dogs need water and they can't sweat. They're not going to show you because they have beads of sweat running down their forehead. So definitely wetting them down, keeping a pool nearby, a little kiddie pool that they can get into the water and cool themselves off is very helpful too. And being very careful of hot asphalt.
Okay. There is something going on Saturday, tomorrow, and it's one of these things where if you are a dog lover, you want to go out to this. It's called the Splash Bash on Elm, and this is watching dogs like jump all of those meters to get like the toy.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. It's dock diving, and it's going to be right in the social district in front of Natty Green's and Grace Tavern. And the pool's already built. We were down there today. It's going to be super, super cool. We're so excited about it. Probably the biggest dog event downtown Greensboro's ever seen.
All right, so keep them cool and all of that kind of stuff. All of these fun kinds of things. These are like fireworks bags with a mishmash of all this stuff. It's one of these things where you go in and you ask a few questions to see what might be best for your dog.
Yeah,
right?
and these kits are really helpful because it gives you a blend of items, and we have a cat one and a dog one. And again, there's distracting things and things that'll keep them calm.
Okay, because we want our pets to be happy on the 4th of July and every day. All right, we're going to take a break and we'll be back in just a moment. First, we're going to check on the forecast.